Gold medalist Jamie Anderson didn't get to the Olympics' highest mountaintop on her own.
I feel like I have some really amazing support around me. Number one, my family. My mom has always been like my main support and kind of role model, not just in snowboarding, but in like life. Raising 8 kids, cooking meals for 10 every day, all day, like that's insane. But my mom has so much grit and she's such a warrior. She found ways to make it work.
My words may not stick, you know, the things I said or the things I did or even the mistakes I made, but I was a good example. And that's, I think, the most important thing in life is to be a good example.
Being in the middle of 8 kids, Jamie had to hold her own.
Jamie was a scrapper, and she was, she's got a lot of chutzpah.
I was really sad, but I'm over it. I feel like I'm tapping into my warrior self, and I'm gonna go put it down with blood on my bib.
And she's very competitive, and she had her older sisters to compete with.
At the age of 9, Jamie joined 2 of her older sisters on the mountain and fell in love with the sport.
Those 3 girls were known as the Anderson sisters up at Sierra, and they grew up on the mountain. They'd take the bus in the morning up to the mountain instead to school, and they'd come home at 4 or 5 o'clock, and we'd have dinner, and then they'd do their school. But that's how they grew up, on the mountain.
I loved the freedom I felt of being on the mountain and all the fresh air and being able to go ride the park or go ride the trees or just go as fast as I could down the mountain.
They went into competition right away and they started winning right away. And at first I thought it's because there wasn't any competition, but there was competition. And then they started going against the boys and they started beating the boys. I'm like, wow, they are really good.
Those are all our trophies from competing against all the boys. There's no other girls except her.
From there, Jamie's star continued to rise. She's earned a reputation as one of the world's best snowboarders. With her family in the crowd, Jamie had a life-defining moment at the Sochi Olympics. She fell on her first run, but had one more chance to win.
I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I have one more run. I could land and most likely win, or I could fall and like just be so devastated. And the part that like humbles me and makes me have so much appreciation is right before I dropped in, I kind of sent a little prayer to the universe out to just like help me, whatever's meant to be, help me just be in this moment and like do it for everyone who helped me be there, because I know we can't do it alone. And as soon as I sent that little prayer out, I just felt this like energy come through my whole body, to my heart, to the ground, and it almost like dissipated all the fear and expectations, and I just felt light. Dropped in, everything went into slow-mo, and still to this day, I think it's like one of the most memorable moments of my life.
Of all her wins, that one etched in my mind. It was the greatest.
With her family and the country behind her, Jamie has her sights set on this year's Winter Games.
I feel pretty freaking good. I feel grounded. I feel content. If I think too much about it, I get a little bit nervous, but yeah, I think I'm gonna kick ass, honestly. But you never know. Like, a lot could happen from now to then, so I try to just enjoy every moment.
With her kids now all grown, Lauren is also focusing on enjoying every moment.
And when I was a kid, she always talked about wanting to go back to Vermont. And finally, when all of her kids were grown up, she decided to like pull the trigger and move back east. She has a beautiful farm with a garden and a greenhouse and alpacas. She's got like a whole herd of alpacas.
I sit out here with them. I'll sit right down on the ground and just hang out with them. This is California Fuego. He was born during the wildfire in Lake Tahoe, so he's called California Fuego, but I just call him Cal. They're so peaceful, and they're so sweet.
Winning teams, I think it's our attitude. I think it's our go with the flow, listen to your heart. She doesn't push herself to do a trick until she feels ready in her heart, and she feels the green light, and she listens to that. And I think I really listen to that, and I think that it really helps with life. tells you how far you can go and when to go. I always wait for direction, and I think Jamie does too.
I'm no superhero, but with hard work, passion, love, I think we can do anything. And I think the only limit is our mind. So for any youngsters out there, don't talk yourself out of anything. The power is within us.